everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today I've been really looking forward to doing this video because it is a bunch of the products that I showed in a video, I don't know, 2 or 3 videos ago. I showed you I did a beauty haul where I picked up a bunch of drugstore and higher end products. And today I'm using a few of them. I'm not using everything, but I'm using a few of the products. So I can't wait to see what you guys think. These are really, really fun videos to do. I enjoy doing these ones. So if you're interested to see what products that I've used, then let's get into the video. So I'm so happy to be finally using some of these products that they've been sitting there and they've been calling my name going, yep, please use me. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm going to be using you pretty soon. So let's just get the hair out of the way. Now, first off, I've already prepped my skin with moisturizer, serum, eye cream, all of that's on. And what I'm going to do today is normally when I'm starting with a palette that I haven't used before, I generally like to not do my face first. I usually will do the eyeshadow prep and all that sort of stuff. But this time because it is such a, well, what I'm going to be using, I'll show you. I'm going to be using the Anastasia, the Modern Renaissance palette. And because it's such supposedly, a great quality, there shouldn't, I'm thinking, be a lot of fallout from that. So I'm going to go ahead and do my face this time first before I do that. So what I'm first going in with is the Master Prime, the Maybelline Master Prime, and this is the Blur and Smooth number 100. I really enjoy using this primer because it's like a lotion and it just sinks into the skin so nicely, just like a regular lotion. And it really does give me a blurring effect because I have all my pores are right in here, like the large ones that I have. They're in this area here, but I do put it all over my face and right into this wrinkly forehead that I got. But it really helps the foundation stay on so much better throughout the day. Absorbs really nicely into the skin. And if you notice, I was trying to take off that, I had a dark nail polish on a couple videos ago, and I went to take it off this morning finally. And I forget sometimes when you wear dark nail polish, it does leave a bit of a residue on my nails anyhow. Even I used nail polish remover twice trying to get it off. I was in the shower. I was trying to scrub it off. So if you see little remnants on my hands, that's what it is. It's not, my hands aren't dirty. It's just from that nail polish I was using. And I did also go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera because I have done my eyebrows so many times. You guys have seen it a million times. I just used the Maybelline, the Brow Ultra Slim, and I have this in the shade medium brown. So just that one there. That's my favorite for eyebrow pencils. It's kind of like my ride or die for eyebrow pencil. And the primer I've just let sit on my face for a few minutes. So that's all nicely prepped. Next, we're going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation and Skincare. I did a first impression on this a few videos ago, and I said I would give you guys an update on it. So I've been using it. Now, I don't use it every single day because I don't wear foundation every day. But over the last 3 weeks, I've been, wearing it here and there. I do really enjoy it because when I do a first impression, I do like to wear it after, because this one is supposed to help improve your skin over a 2-week period. I mean, do I notice a vast improvement in my skin? I'm not going to say that I notice like a real big improvement in my skin tone. I mean, my skin does feel very smooth and very soft, but is that because of my other skincare products? I don't know, right? It's one of those things that putting skincare in foundation, I don't know how well that makes a difference. But I do actually love the foundation. It has been really nice. It goes on so beautifully, and it doesn't settle into my fine lines as much as other foundations do. So I'm just going to, I usually do about two squirts. It is a bit on the runnier side. And I have this one in the shade. Let me see if I can find the box. I have this one in the shade Light Neutral 22, but I think I even like this one better, this foundation, than the IT Cosmetics, the CC cream that they have. Because I don't mind that one as a nice foundation. It is quite on the full coverage side, the CC cream, but this one is more lightweight and it blends just beautifully into the skin. So I am really enjoying using it. I always make sure to just run it down my neck as well. so everything looks seamless. But I would say, yes, my skin does feel smoother, that is for sure, and softer. So I'm thinking it, you know, it may have to do with this foundation. And it doesn't look cakey. Okay, so it's all blended in. But you see how nice it looks? It does look hydrating. And throughout the day when I do wear it, I do feel very hydrated. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything on my face. And it gives me just like a light coverage. You can build it up somewhat, but you can still see my natural skin poking through. And yes, I have those, you know, wonderful hyperpigmentation on my cheeks. But, you know, I'll use a little bit of concealer to conceal it somewhat. But it is very, very natural looking, so I do enjoy that. So the next thing we're going to go in with is I do want to prime my eyelids before I start the eyeshadow. And I'll do I want to do that before I do the concealer. So we're going to try that Too Faced, the Shadow Insurance 24-Hour Anti-Crease Eyeshadow Primer. And from what it says your full coverage insurance policy against dull fading eyeshadow. This best-selling formula locks down eyeshadow and intensifies color to ensure crease-proof, fade-proof, waterproof wear up to 24 hours. And it is 97% of people that used it said this is the best eyeshadow primer they've ever used. So we'll give it a try. I've never used an eyeshadow primer before. I've always wanted to, and I just didn't know which one to pick up. It just comes in a little tube like this, and it is 11 grams or 0.35 ounces. I usually just use like a concealer to prep. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. Very creamy. My goodness, that I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would be a little bit on the drier side, but it has. I can feel it has a little bit of like an oil, but it is absorbing really nicely. So we'll see how this works out. Interesting. I really enjoy doing these type of videos because it just kind of shows you guys what products that I, you know, may have purchased in the last little while because I have been trying to watch how much I'm buying stuff, right? Especially with Christmas coming up, I'm trying to really watch how much I'm buying. So and these are some of my most popular videos are these ones where I'm using a little bit of new stuff, but also some of my favorites that you guys can see and see some of my favorites. And sometimes that changes. My favorites may change from, you know, 6 months ago to now because I may have tried something and now that's my new favorite. And then before we go in, start doing my eyeshadow, I do want to do concealer. And I picked up a new concealer and I didn't even know that L'Oreal was coming out with a new one. But it's the L'Oreal True Match. It's called an eye cream in a concealer. So that kind of intrigued me because if it has some sort of serum in it, that might help without it being dry under my eyes. So it's a 0.5% pure hyaluronic acid. Eye area looks fresher, less puffy in 1 week. It says it's lightweight, blendable formula, fragrance-free, does not clog pores, 24-hour hydration, all skin types, suitable for sensitive skin. So that intrigued me. So I do really enjoy the True Match foundation. I have that, but I thought that it was really interesting that they were coming out with concealer too. For me, when I use concealer, I have a hard time. I have, you know, the dark pigmentation under my eyes. So that is, I always try and look for more of a fuller coverage concealer. But this I have in the shade C12 Fair. So I didn't know if this was going to be too light for me. But again, it's hard right now with there's no testers or anything that you can see. So we'll give this a shake as well. And this is a 12 ml 0.4 fluid ounce. Pretty standard for a concealer. But it just comes like as a little tube. And that kind of an applicator. So that's quite different. So what I'll do is I'm just going to, I guess, apply it on my finger. Sometimes I'll use like a little concealer brush, but we'll see how it goes on with my finger. Oh, it's quite liquidy. Okay. And I'm not going to use any color corrector. I want to see how it actually is going to perform without any sort of additional products. So we'll just go in with it. Okay, so actually the shade is pretty good. We'll just blend it all in. I use my ring finger because that is the least amount of pressure under your eye area because it is such a sensitive area. And I don't need any additional wrinkles under there. Okay, so the coverage is pretty decent. I mean, you can kind of see it's not bad. I'm looking and seeing a little bit of the pigmentation still poking through. It's a bit tacky. So that's both eyes done now with the concealer. I'm just going to use my little Real Techniques sponge and press it into the skin a little bit more. And I think what I'll do, because it is a new concealer for me to use, what I'll do is leave a little comment in my description box down below, and I'll just let you guys know how it performed throughout the day. But so far, I can just see, yeah, just a little bit. I'm gonna put a tiny bit. I don't like to put too thick of a layer of concealer under my eye, because then it just starts looking cakey. But I'm just putting a tiny bit there where it just doesn't look like it blended all that well. But definitely the color, I might try a different color if I like it. That's maybe just a tiny bit darker. I mean, I do like a brighter under eye area, but this is really light. And for a powder, I'm not going to put a lot of powder on because I do like how the foundation looks on my face. I don't need a lot of powder, but I do want just a little bit of something to wear because I'm going to be having like a mask on later on today. I just have to run out and do some errands. So for that, I usually my go-to is the Fit Me powder, the loose finishing powder. I have this in the shade 10 Fair Light. This is like my holy grail powder. And I just put a little bit on my nose and kind of right where my smile lines are and my chin. I'm not going to put any on my forehead because my forehead actually is looking pretty good. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit to help that concealer settle in there. All right, so we're going to go in with the eyeshadow now. I'm so excited to try this palette. I also want to get, there's another palette. It comes in like a brown packaging. Trying to think. I'll put a picture when I'm doing the editing. I'll put a picture of it. I think it's called Soft Glam or something like that. But I really want to try that one because that is a lot of neutral shades. Whereas this one has some colors in it, which I, really enjoy that part as well. I'm more of a neutral gal, but I do like to try colors. But look at that. Oh, those are so pretty. We're just going to have some fun with some makeup today. And then, I don't know. Do you guys ever use the brushes that come with eyeshadow palettes? I don't know. I've never really given them a try, but I'm thinking this one might not be, this is actually quite a nice little brush. Maybe I'll give this a try. Let's go for it. I'm also going to use my first time ever using a Morphe brush. I know I'm really late to the party on that, and I haven't even opened it yet. This is the Morphe M433 Pro Firm Blending Fluff Brush. So we'll give that a try as well. But yeah, I'm a little bit intrigued by this brush in here. This is quite nice. And then the other side has, I think it's just like an eyeshadow brush, and then this one is more of a fluffy. So I think what we'll go in with first is the shade Tempera, which is that one right there. And I'll use that as my transition shade. And I like how it just has a nice little mirror on there as well. And I'll always have, no, there's quite a bit of kickback when I just did that. I'll always leave down in the description box everything that I'm using. It'll all be linked below. And if you guys do decide to buy something from that, I really appreciate it. That just kind of helps my little channel out here to keep going. So we're first, see how this eyeshadow or this eyelid primer works. And I'm going to take it right up to my brow bone. So it's quite pigmented. So it's a little bit more on the, I'm surprised in the palette, it looks like it's more of a tan color, but as I'm putting it on, that does not look like a tan color. And I think what I'll do is I'll scoot you guys in just a little bit so you can kind of see more of the eye look. So it's a bit of a different shade than I was expecting. I don't know, it doesn't look like that same color that's in the palette, but that's okay. We'll work with it. Like I said, we're playing with makeup today. And for my crease shade, we're gonna go in, this is called a Burnt Orange. That one right there. And I'll use that kind of right in this area. So I'm kind of not liking that brush. So I am gonna go in with my own. And this is just like a Pro Fusion brush, but it's like a really fluffy head. Yeah, that feels better. Yeah, this is much more of a softer brush. And it's blending it a little bit better. So next I'm gonna see what this Venetian red looks like. It's just like a really deep burgundy with a hint of like a red undertone to it. And I'm gonna use that Morphe brush, yay! So I don't know how much to take. This is like I said, these are really pigmented. So I'm just going to take a bit on my tip of my brush, and I'm going to put it right on the outer edge here. Oh my goodness, that is so pigmented. That is amazing. And I'm just getting a little bit of fallout, but that's not too bad actually. Oh, that's a really nice brush. Oh, they are soft. Wow. Very nice. And the two shades are blending really nicely together. That burnt orange and now this color. And then I just take a fluffy face brush and wipe the fallout. So I can see as I am putting on the eyeshadow that there is, I'm just going to go like that, but you can see right in here, the concealer, it is settling into those lines. So I'm just going to take my finger and ever so slightly just blend it back in. And the key with eyeshadow, especially when they're so pigmented, is just making sure that it's blending, that you're blending, blending, blending. All right, so that looks like it's blended in quite nicely. I really like the colors. And one of the reasons that I liked this palette is because most of it is mattes. There is these ones right here have a little bit of shimmer in them, but the rest of the palette is mattes. So, and I do gravitate more towards mattes. I just think they sit nicely on my lids. And when I do use shimmer shades, it does accentuate a little bit my wrinkles and everything that I have there. But, you know, I do like shimmers, but that looks really pretty. I like that color. That's really nice. And then we're going to go in with, this is just an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to use that shade right here. It's called Primavera. That one with a little bit of shimmer in it. And I want to put that just on the, sometimes I use my fingers, but I want to see how it's going to apply with a brush. And I'm just going to put that right on my inner part of my eye. I'm going to say the first third of it. And I just pack it on. Yeah, that's quite pretty. I like it has a bit of a gold tone to it. And the thing I like about when eyeshadow palettes are really pigmented is you just have to use like a really light touch. You're not having to press hard to put the eyeshadow on. So I really appreciate that. And then I think I am going to take my finger and see how it applies on this one. This one applied a little bit better than this side, so I'm just going to use my finger. Another thing you can do is on your brush, you can use like a setting spray and just spray your brush with a setting spray, and that will also help it adhere to your eye a little bit better. And then I'm just going to go in, this is a e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender brush, and I'm just going to blend where those two shades are meeting. So I think that all the shades blended really nicely together. I really like that shimmer in the inner corner. I just want to put a little bit of highlight under my brow bone. So this is an e.l.f. lip defining brush, but I use it as like a highlighting kind of brush. And I'm going to use that same shade, the Primavera, and just place that right under my brow bone. But I'm really impressed with this palette. This is the first time I've ever had an Anastasia palette, and it is really pretty. The formulation on the eyeshadows are really nice. Great pigmentation. And then I'm also going to take that shade and do right in my inner corner. I'm trying not to let it fall into where that concealer is, but just kind of right in this area here. And that just kind of brightens the eye area up. And then I'm going to take those same shades, and I'm just using a little flat, it's like a definer brush. And I'm just going to take a mixture of the burnt orange and also the Venetian red and run those under my bottom lash line. And I'm just going to take it about halfway. All right, so those are done. And what I really like about this palette too that I'm noticing is I don't have like a lot of fallout happening. I mean, there is quite a bit of kickback in the actual eyeshadow palette, but that's not transferring onto when I'm putting the eyeshadow on. So I really did like that part. That was very good. And next I just want to put a little bit of liner on top. So I'm going in with, this is my favorite pencil. And even though it is like a kohl pencil, which are not usually my go-tos, this one is just so soft when it goes on. Usually kohl pencils I find kind of tug on the skin when you're doing them, especially on your eye area. That's such a sensitive area, and I don't like to do a lot of tugging. But this one is the Lancome. It's Le Crayon Kohl 100 Black Coffee. Just a beautiful like shade of a really dark brown. So I'm just going to start about halfway on my eye. It blends really nicely on the skin. Like I said, it doesn't tug. And then what I do when I have the line on, I'm just going to take that same little definer brush, and I like to just pull it at the end here and create just a tiny, tiny little wing. But it's very soft because you're diffusing the line. See how it's just like a really, really soft little line. And then the line just doesn't look as harsh. Next, we're going to go in with mascara. So I'm just using the Maybelline. This is the Colossal. And I have this in the shade Black. And I don't do anything too fancy with my eyelashes when I'm going to be wearing falsies. I'm just going to pop some falsies on. But this is a really nice formulation. And I usually put about 2 coats on, wiggle the wand just a little bit back and forth, right from the bottom of the lash line up. But see how it's amazing the volume that you get from and that's just 1 coat. I'll put another coat on. I'm going to pop some lashes on and then we'll continue on with the rest of my face. All right, lashes are done. And I just went in with the Ardell. These are the Ardell Natural 110. So these are my favorite lashes. They look just very natural looking. And it's one of those ones where people will kind of go, is she wearing lashes or that mascara? But love these lashes. And I'm going to finish off the eyes with a new waterline pencil. I always like to put more of a lighter color in my waterline. I like black or like a darker shade, but today I wanted to do something light because light colors just make your eyes appear brighter. So this one I picked up, it was on sale. And it was the Maybelline, the 820 Starlight Gold. It's the Lasting Drama. And it's just an automatic pencil. But it's one of those ones where it's supposed to be like really brightening. And it is also waterproof. So I always make sure that when you're doing your waterline, to use a waterproof liner. And hopefully it's pigmented. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, that's very brightening. But see how that just brightens this eye up compared to this eye? I don't mind using a black one. Sometimes it can make your eye look a little closed off or smaller, but the lighter colored ones always kind of make your eyes pop. So we'll see how that, I'll leave, if I remember, I'll leave a little comment down below as well if I remember about how long this lasted. Sometimes they'll say it's 24 hours, not that I wear my makeup for 24 hours. But you want it as long as possible in your waterline so it's not going to, I don't know about you guys, my eyes are a little bit watery. They're not overly watery, but just a tiny little bit. And I find it does wear off in that waterline when I do put product. And then another new product I'm going to try out because my friend on her channel, Hey Jess, she always has like just the coolest things and makes me, I spend my money because she has these cool things on her channel. So the one that I went and picked up, now it's just a little trial size of it because I didn't know how it was going to work. So it's a Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. So it's supposed to make your lips appear plumper. And if you use any of those, like Buxom, I know has like some really like lip plumping ones. But this one says it's 97% said delivers instant results, 97% said lips feel moisturized, and 93% said lips look fuller and more plump. So let's give this a try. And I wanted to put it on now so it has time to sink in before I do my lips. Oh, that's very moisturizing. So we'll see how, oh yeah, it's starting to tingle. Yep, okay. Yep, they start tingling. So it says it delivers both immediate and long-term plumping and scientifically proven advanced lip volumizing technologies applied day and night. Oh, okay, so you can do it too. To naturally and dramatically hydrate, nourish, and increase lip volume. Because I need some help in that department. I don't really want to go and get lip injections. I've seen that, and sometimes I don't mind it when it looks natural. There is some people that you wouldn't know that they've actually gone and had like a little bit of like lip fillers put in because it just does look very natural looking. But I'm always a chicken to do that. So we'll just go with this for now and we'll see how this works. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with that L'Oreal, the True Match Lumi Bronze It. And I have this in the shade 02 Medium. I think there was a light shade as well. But I had been waiting for this bronzer to come to Canada, or at least where I purchase my products. It has such a really cool design. And because I think this came out like, holy smokes, like last summer, like 2019 summer. And I was waiting because everybody was saying that I was watching said it's a really good bronzer. So I'm very happy that I was able to finally get it. Okay, so that's a nice shade. I'm glad I picked this. I do like more of a bronzy look. So the light just kind of looked a little bit too light for me. And I'm just going to bring it around my hairline. I just want it to have like a really natural looking bronze look to it. Oh, that is really pretty. It is going on really nicely. I'm just going to do kind of under my jaw and under my chin, and I'll put a little bit there. I'm just basically putting it where the sun would naturally kind of hit your face. So that's kind of like my nose, my chin. It has a bit of a sheen to it. So it's not like entirely like a flat bronze, but I don't mind it. It just is giving me like a really natural, healthy looking glow. Oh, that lips, yep, that's really working now. I can really feel it tingling. And I make sure to just kind of run it down my neck as well. I think that just warmed up the face really nicely. So that is a really pretty bronzer. I like that one. Next, we're going to go in with a blush. So I think I only had this on my channel once before, but I'm loving the formulation. And that is the Patrick Ta. And the packaging is beautiful. And look inside. I just love that. That is in the shade She's That Girl. And I love how it has just like a little flap here where that's the cream part and that's the powder. And you're supposed to blend, put the powder on first and then put the cream on. But I think today I'm just going to use the powder part. But it's such a pretty shade. There was a whole bunch of different shades that he came out with. And extremely pigmented. Like I just am tapping my brush. And once you just put it on, like look at that. It's already depositing the color on my face. That is so amazing. And I just tap on the blush. I'm not going to brush it on. And then if you want more of like an intense color, or if you're going to be wearing a mask a lot, the cream is really good for that. I did a whole video on mask makeup and what you should wear underneath it and that sort of thing. But the cream formulations really help with no transfer, and it's very pigmented. So like I said, very pigmented, and it'll just make your cheeks look really flushed and pretty. But I just want to put on the powder today. So that's one of my high-end kind of blushes, but I'm really liking it. And then for highlighter today, I want to go in with my well-used Maybelline Master Chrome. This is in the shade 50 Molten Rose Gold. But it's so well used that basically the lid just comes off now, and I haven't hit pan on it yet though, surprisingly. It's one of those highlighters that just seems to hang around forever, but I haven't used it in a really, really long time. But again, this is one of my favorite highlighters. Well, I'll just put it on now. And all I need to do is just brush a tiny bit on. And look at that. Like, oh my goodness. It is like a blinding highlight. And it's such an amazing highlighter for a good, affordable drugstore brand. This is one of my all-time favorite highlighters by far. And I always put it on my nose and my Cupid's bow. So next we're going to go in with my Holy Grail lip liner. And that is the NYX retractable lip liner. I have this in the shade Nude. This is my favorite out of all lip liners. That's like high-end lip liners, regular drugstore lip liners. And the formulation, it glides on so smoothly. And I think I'm trying to see if that lip injection kind of stuff, I mean, it is still tingling. I should have done like a before and after. And I always fill in my whole entire lip with the lip liner. And that is just going to help the color, your lip color, stay on all day. So next, my next lip product that I'm going to go in with is I've never had this brand before, so I was super excited to try it. So it's the Huda Beauty. This is a liquid matte. And I have this in the shade Sugar Mama, but it's a beautiful nude shade, of course, right? I know. But it has like a pinky undertone to it, like a peachy pinky undertone. So I was really happy to finally try one of these. Okay, so it's a nice, oh, it has a nice like a scent to it. Oh, that feels really nice on the lips. And I was debating whether I would need any sort of like a lip gloss. So I'm just gonna let that dry down. So I'm really happy with that. The Huda Beauty lippy, that is really nice. And it is not drying at all. It's like a really soft, like a matte, but really comfortable on the lips. And yeah, like it's just, I'm amazed. And what I liked about it from reading the packaging is it says it's supposed to be like a non-transfer, which especially right now with, you know, all the mask wearing, it's really great to have something that doesn't transfer. So we'll give that a little bit of a test. And I think that lip plumping stuff actually did something because I really had to kind of work at the lip liner and that getting that right in this area here. So I think it may have done a little bit of plumping. I want to go in with a gloss today because I'm not really wearing a lot of glosses, but I wanted to do something with this look today. And this is the Maybelline the Lifter Gloss, and it has hyaluronic acid in it. And I do have a couple of shades. This one is in the shade, this is in the shade 01 Pearl. It's just a nice little wand. And I'm going to just tap right in the center. Oh, wow, that's really iridescent. Oh, it has like it smells like candy. That is really pretty. I like that. I have another shade. I can't remember. I think I have 002, but I can't remember what the shade is off the top of my head. That's really, really moisturizing. So the lip combo, I really like how the soft matte is not drying, and then this gloss is really pretty. So I'm really happy with how the whole look turned out. I am loving that lip injection. It's still actually tingling a little bit under my lips, even after, like, this has been like probably 10-15 minutes now I've had it on my lips, and it still has a little bit of a tingling there. So I think it's doing something, and I'm really impressed with the Huda Beauty, the liquid matte lipstick. I love the color, I just love the shade, but B, the formulation is really soft and like really lightweight on my lips. So I'm really enjoying that. And I really liked the L'Oreal, the bronzer. I think it just gave me a really nice warm tone to my face. So I'm enjoying that. I'm glad that I finally was able to get it here. And the palette, such a pretty palette. And with the exception, I mean, you can kind of see all of the kickback on the palette. But I want to, at some point, I'll get into some of these other shades over here. But I just wanted to keep it kind of neutral today. I wasn't sure how it was all going to work, and that like the eyelid primer, I think that it did make a difference. Instead of just using a regular concealer, I think that really did make a difference in the how it applied onto my eyelids. So I'm really, really happy with that. And the concealer, the jury's just kind of still out on the concealer. We'll see. I'll do an update, like I said, in the description box for you guys, and I'll see how this wears through the day. But so far there was, you know, just like underneath the eye here, there was a lot of settling in my fine lines in there. But otherwise, I mean, the coverage isn't as full as I would like. I can still see, like, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but I can see the darkness still under my eye. If I was to use a color corrector, it probably would look a little bit better, but we'll see. Like I said, the jury's still out on that one. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun to make. I like doing these. Like I said, I think I said it earlier, but I do really enjoy making these types of videos where I'm just kind of mixing old stuff and new stuff, and like a mixture of drugstore and also like some higher end products. So I do really enjoy mixing it up like that. And that was the other thing that I'm just looking at my eyes here. The Maybelline, the Lasting Drama. That is doing a really nice job in the waterline. It's not really budging. You can kind of see like it's still in there. So I really do like that. I like how it's giving me that brightening effect. I will leave everything down in the description box below. Like I said, I'll leave all the links for you guys if you have any questions of what products I'm using. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that little subscribe button, and also the like button, and also the little bell beside the subscribe button, and that way you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And you can also follow me. I'm also like on Instagram and Facebook and those sort of things, so you can always follow me over there as well. So that's it for now. I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!